Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about the early childhood education models. Includes the Montessori model, High Scope model, Ruggiero Emilia model, and the project approach. So first, let's start off with the Montessori model. This model is a child-centered educational approach developed by Dr. Maria Montessori, focusing on the child's natural development and independence through self-directed learning in a specifically prepared environment. These key principles can include the honors that human spirit and the development of the whole child physical, social, emotional, and cognitive. It encompasses a view of the child as one who is naturally eager for knowledge, and it is based of ideals, equity, inclusive, and social justice, which is why a lot of parents like that for their children in the classroom, and also the teachers who start building a classroom around the Montessori model like it as well. And it also focuses on care of self, others, and the environment. So here are the pros and cons. Pros, it honors that human spirit, which I mentioned before. A lot of these I already mentioned. And its overall is just based on equity, inclusivity, and social justice. So the cons can be, though, that it is expensive, it's not accessible to everyone, meaning that there's high costs that come for it, especially in private schools. There's a lack of public programs, geographic limitations, and a potential mismatch with children needing more structure or standardized support, and a need for extensive teacher training. And then curriculum may be too loose for some. So a lot of teachers, they like their curriculum to be a certain way, and this is very just what the child wants. And it's just solely based on the child. And independence is not everything for everyone. So a lot of teachers also like group work and stuff like that. Next, other info is that Montessori is an Italian physician and educator who developed this method, obviously, and it originated in Italy around the turn of the 20th century when Montessori opened the first Casa dei Bambini children's house in 1907 for children from low-income neighborhoods. So next, we have the High Scope model. This model is an early child education curriculum, obviously based on Piaget's and Vygotsky's constructivist theories, using active participatory learning in the district with the plan to do review process to foster child-led exploration and goal setting through play. So this is mainly just through play of the children. To see what they really like through using hands-on experiences. And the principles can include active learning, where children construct knowledge through hands-on experience and intentional play. Here we have the pros and cons. So pros, active learning, development appropriate, promotes independence, comprehensive assessment, and consistency. For the cons, it does require trained staff, not suitable for all children, and requires resources and also assessment time. So not a lot of children are good at the assessments either, so this might be a struggle for that. Other info here, the High Scope model was emerged in the 1960s from the Peary Preschool Project in Michigan. It is founded by David Wickart to combat poverty by demonstrating the positive impact of high-quality early childhood education on disadvantaged children. So number 2, building on Piaget's theory of cognitive development and Dewey's progressive education ideas, this model emphasizes child-initiated, play-based active learning through the plan-to-do review process. Third, we have Ruggiero Emilia model. This is the philosophy of early childhood education that views children as capable and full of potential. So it's, again, solely based on the child themselves, emphasizing their natural curiosity and the importance of relationships and community. So it's emphasizing on their natural curiosity of things and what they like to do. So you can really see a children's personality through this model for sure. So next, the key principles of this approach is that it views the children as capable and naturally curious learners, valuing the environment as a third teacher, fostering an immersion curriculum based on children's interests, using educational documentation to make learning visible, which then helps emphasize collaboration and relationships among children, teachers, and families. So the educational documentation, that's just using documentation or journaling how the student reacts to things and what they like and what they don't like, and then you can learn a better understanding through that as well, and what to base your lesson plans on for each child. Next, we have pros and cons of this theory. So pros: flexible, hands-on, largely interest-based, and involves the internet. So the largely interest-based just means that it's an emergent curriculum that is guided by children's natural curiosity and passions, leading to teacher-supported, long-term, collaborative projects rather than a rigid, predetermined lesson plan. So there's not a specific lesson plan that the teachers make, it's just solely based on the children. And in this, teachers act as observers and facilitators, creating flexible, inspiring environments with diverse materials to support each and every one of the child's exploration of their own ideas. So the key principles of this is that they're seen as strong, curious and capable protagonists of their own learning. And again, this approach originated in Italy after World War II as a community-led initiative to create a new child-focused educational system. Next, we have the project approach. This approach involves an in-depth exploration of a topic that may be initiated by a child or teacher and can affect an individual, a group of children, or the whole class. A project may be short-term or long-term, depending on the level of children's interest. So if the children are less attentive, they can have the short term. If they like the long term and can stand for that long, then they can do the long term. So it just depends on the child, really. Pros of this: increased student engagement and interest, development of higher order skills like critical thinking and problem solving skills, and also real world application. So that's one of the really specialized pros that I like here, because it's any teacher would like a student to gather real world application skills through what they teach. This approach also allows students to connect theoretically knowledge to practical real life scenarios. The cons: it can be time consuming and resource intensive, potential for unfocused learners, potential for unfocused learning. So that can be just because it's a very hands-on skill, like doing the projects. So it does have that potential for students to be unfocused and not always attentive. And then uneven student participation. So sometimes with the group projects, not every student participates like the other one next to them. So that can also be a con about this project, about this approach. Key principles of this is it could be focusing on outcomes and value, planning realistically, managing complexity and risk, and fostering collaboration and teamwork, engaging students through inquiry and real-world connections, and learning from this experience through reflection and authentic assessment. In the historical context, it roots in philosophy and progressive education stem from John Dewey's ideas on experiential learning and William Kilpatrick's popularization of the project method in the early 20th century. So this method does go very far back. I do really like this method. Like I was saying here, I love this method because the project approach actually is my second favorite, because I like how students can work together and that they are in the setup of the desks with like 4 chairs around them, or like just in a group setting. I like how they can work together and not so much individually, because then that it can also help them form connections throughout the classroom and make friends, and then they'll feel more welcomed and more comfortable. So here, the model that I did find most effective is the Reggio Emilia method. This is because it fosters children's creativity and teamwork as they pursue their interests. So as they're pursuing their own individual interests, they can also get creativity through the teamwork and through the projects. So I appreciate also how it views the classroom as a community where kids may learn from each other and their surroundings. So as they're sitting at their table they can learn from what is right or wrong or what their partner next to them is doing. I really like that. This model encourages also self-expression, curiosity, and problem solving. So problem solving with their partner or their group mates. Skills necessary for lifelong learning, especially the problem solving. And I like how you can see their self-expression right through this method as well. So here next are my resources, and thank you very much, and I hope that you start using one of these models soon in your classroom.